The first meeting I ever had, I was like, we got to sign DMX, and they laughed at me. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me?
Did you actually invent the 360 deal yourself?
I wouldn't say I invented the 360 deal. Is what I needed to do. Everybody has the ability to sign a contract and to roll with whomever they want to roll. To roll with me, I needed to have more skin in the game.
The drama surrounding Jay-Z seems to intensify with the latest accusations brought forward by Irv Gotti. According to Irv, Jay-Z might be involved in some highly underhanded dealings aimed at undermining DMX, one of the most iconic figures in hip-hop.
I was no longer focused on the money. I never felt like this. I later found out that he laced the blunt with crack. Why would you do that to a child?
The accusations are particularly striking given Jay-Z's public persona as a champion for the Black community and his efforts to support fellow Black artists. However, her claims suggest a start-to-start contrast painting. Jay-Z is someone who might have intentionally worked against DMX. The speculation doesn't stop at personal rivalries. It extends to the possibility of a coordinated effort involving Jay-Z and his mentor, music executive Leon Cohen, allegedly aimed at taking out DMX, not in the literal sense of physical harm, but potentially sabotaging his career or influence in the music industry. This rumored plan gains an even darker tone with suggestions that higher-ups in the music business, including legal professionals close to Jay-Z, could have facilitated DMX's downfall. DMX was known for his candidness about the music industry's exploitation, often criticizing the major record labels for controlling artists to a harmful extent. His outspoken nature may have made him a target for those feeling threatened by his words and impact.
You know what I'm saying? They the record label executives, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that.
Irv Gotti coming into the narrative with his own set of explosive claims adds another layer to this intricate story. He claims Jay-Z of harboring jealousy towards DMX, possibly acting on this envy in nefarious ways behind the scenes. Her personal experiences further complicate the story. Claims that Jay-Z, in collaboration with Diddy, might have gone as far as to frame him for a crime he didn't commit. This claim is linked to a larger context where Irv and other Black music moguls were allegedly trying to create an all-Black music distribution business, which could have disrupted the status quo of the industry controlled by what they term culture vulture. These allegations, if true, could expose a web of deceit and betrayal at the highest levels of the music industry, highlighting conflicts that go beyond mere personal vendettas to touch on issues of systemic racial and economic control. As these stories unfold, they spark intense debate and scrutiny, urging fans and observers alike to question the narratives fed to them by media giants and to consider the complex dynamics that shape the music industry. However, Jay-Z and Diddy's mentors Lear Cohen and Clive Davis apparently weren't too happy about this big move. They supposedly cooked up a plan to stop Herb's ideas, but what's really going on with Herb's claims about Jay-Z potentially working against DMX? And is there any real proof to back up the rumors that Jay and Lear Cohen schemed to bring down DMX? Let's dig into it.
Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog. I used to tell Leo in the midst of the whole staff, and I would tell him, yo, shut the fuck up, yo. I said, you work better when you shut up and get behind me.
Have you ever noticed that anyone who tries to share secrets about Jay-Z and Diddy ends up in trouble, either gone for good or called crazy? Take the famous DMX. For example, there are whispers that DMX wanted to call out Jay-Z and Diddy for supposedly working with the white-owned label Owens against their own Black artists in an interview that got attention again recently. DMX spilled the beans on Diddy and accused him of taking advantage of his singers financially.
Well, you know, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks Store Riders, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group, you know, Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamin and the shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and like, damn. I'm glad I didn't, you know, like, you keep that. And we went to, like, soon as they got signed, D was like, yo, if you like the locks, like, X is like big dog, like, those are the pups, like, you luck. And, you know,
And then in another interview, DMX shared how Diddy initially ignored him when it came to making a deal with Bad Boy, but when Diddy heard about a better offer from Def Jam, he suddenly was very eager for DMX to stay. However, DMX didn't feel right about staying with Diddy because he thought there were some sneaky things going at Bad Boy.
I thought like maybe 3 weeks after I got signed to Def Jam. He's like, yo, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
But let's turn focus to Jay-Z because while there's a lot of talk about Diddy and his supposed misdeeds, Jay-Z isn't getting as much attention. It's like he's slipping through unnoticed while everyone is focused on Diddy after DMX passed away in April 2021. Jay-Z went on LeBron James' show and said that even though there was competition between him and DMX, they still had respect for each other.
So there was a competitive thing, but it was big love. He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive with me, like ever, not even my big brother. Like, no one.
But here's a point that Jay-Z left out. According to DMX himself, it was actually Jay who was playing the competition game back in 2004 when Jay-Z became the president at D-Jam Records, taking over from Cohen. Things changed. You see, DMX had been a star for Def Jam, releasing 5 straight #1 albums from 1998 to 2003, but once Jay-Z took over as president, he started interfering with the release of DMX's 6th studio album, Year of the Dog.
You know, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and you know,
Jay-Z
somebody
became
else takes
president.
over. Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, inmates is running the building, like, yo, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Finish the album, shoot the video. So what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Niggas go on vacation and, you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know?
Mm-hmm.
How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know?
So according to DMX, Jay-Z was planning a comeback and wanted to make sure no competition stood in his way to the top.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition, you know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay, it's all good. That's all good.
This was an eye-opener for DMX. He realized that Jay-Z was willing to push anyone aside if it helped his own career, so DMX decided to leave Def Jam. But here's something even more important. DMX's distrust in Jay ran even deeper, all tied to Jay's ties with powerful but shady figures in the industry. Jay-Z and DMX had different ways of handling their business. Unlike Jay, who stayed true to his principles, publicly criticizing how record labels tightly control artists. He refused to compromise his principles for anyone.
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play they
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They the record label executives. It's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give my money.
In 2005, DMX released the track The Industry, where he revealed some harsh facts about the music business. He said that if you don't have a strong mind, the business will break you down. It's a matter of time. He described the business as vultures with nothing to feed on. In another verse, he said the industry wants new artists to sell their lives and added that the industry doesn't care about you, but the industry couldn't exist without the artists.
The game is bullshit, man. The game is bullshit. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what the shit about the industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a f***ing game. The industry, real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that, but I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap, the industry.
Now, Jay-Z has been a player in the industry game from the start, and over time he's faced many charges of betraying his friends and partners. Take Dame Dash, for example, the co-founder of Rockefeller. He publicly claimed that Jay turned his back on him by getting too close to some controversial big names in the music business. One of those big names is Leon Cohen, whom Dame accused of using a divide-and-conquer plan to dismantle Rockefeller.
When I first got with Lior, the first thing he did was try to make me have a beef with another black person on his behalf. And I was like, he said, you with me, right? If you with me, then you got to go to war with me. I said, bro, I got a lot of beefs on the street. You going to go to war with me? Let's not do that. So there would be times that he would be saying things, and like I'd be with like Beanie Siegel or something, and he'd say something that was so offensive, unknowing, unconsciously, just demeaning. And Beanie would be ready to knock him out, and I'd have to be like, I'd have to bark on him so Beanie didn't do nothing to him. You understand? I'd be like, I got it, don't worry. Like, he was just an offensive person. What he couldn't understand about me is that I could have white people working for me. Because he thinks black people could only have black people working for him. So when I would walk in and have anybody white in my staff, he'd go to the side and go, are you okay? You let me know if they're treating me wrong.
Blink twice.
I swear to God he did that shit. Yeah, the blink twice, the napkin. He used to do it to everyone.
Lior Cohen has been involved in quite a few controversies over the years, and he's made several questionable comments. In 2018, he appeared on The Breakfast Club and discussed the problem of drug use among rappers, expressing sadness about DMX's battles with addiction. However, when Charlamagne asked him why he continued to sign artists who supported that lifestyle, he didn't hesitate. He bluntly said that's just how the business rolls.
One of the biggest artists you ever had had a real bad drug problem, DMX.
I'm so sad. It's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
I don't think that's hypocritical though. You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
And when he was asked about Dame's charge of him being a culture vulture, Lior arrogantly brushed off the question.
Y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
Come
money.
on, Lior. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, I don't know what to tell you.
After Dame Dash heard about Lior Cohen's words, he didn't hold back. He took to Instagram to express his thanks sarcastically to this liar Cohen for proving his point. Dame accused him of being a culture vulture, someone who profits off artists and then tries to rewrite their history, acting like the genuine creators never existed. You might be wondering how this connects back to DMX. Rumors suggest that Lior was the mastermind behind Jay-Z's alleged interference in DMX's career, but things got even more intense after DMX's sad passing. When DMX was memorialized in Brooklyn on April 25, 2021, Lior made some shockingly disrespectful remarks during the ceremony. He didn't attend in person, but sent a recording that started with respectful words for DMX, then shockingly called him a gremlin and implied that his death was not surprising.
So the race against time was that we all know X is a gremlin and reckless and looking for a wall to crash into. X, if you listen to X, if you see X, this is, his death is no surprise. If you listen to and you watched who and what X was.
Given that DMX openly struggled with addiction, airing such comments at his funeral was in poor taste, further proving Dame Dash's criticisms of Lior. Since Jay-Z has often referred to Lior as his mentor, it's clear why DMX was wary around Jay, but Jay's alleged actions don't stop there. There are also rumors about Jay and Diddy betraying Irv Gotti and other black record label owners to federal authorities, attempting to block their plans for an all-black-owned music distribution network, according to Irv Gotti. Suge Knight had a visionary idea to unite music artists across genres under one collective, arguing for the need of a union for artists which would provide essential benefits like healthcare and retirement plans, something not currently offered in the industry. Irv stated that the plan was to have record labels cover the initial union dues as part of recording budgets, which artists would then repay through album sales. This setup was meant to revolutionize the music industry by offering artists the necessary benefits while leveraging their collective strengths. Suge Knight highlighted in a 2002 speech at the West Coast Hip Hop Summit how major labels keep control by owning the masters to artists' recordings. This setup puts artists in a continuous dependence on the labels as most lack the leverage to reclaim ownership of their masters.
It's how many people want to have a union? How many people want to get together and say, okay, we're going to network. You got a deal at Universal and your points is too low. You got a deal at Universal and they got 100% of your publishing. You got a deal at Sony and you don't own your masters, but it's your artist. And I'm gonna tell you one other thing before you guys go. If you really want to know what's going on, this is real plain and simple. A lot of record companies tell you that at the end of the day, you have the right to buy your masters back.